I don't believe in the vaccine mandate. I think it's counterproductive, especially at a time when people are actually clamoring and looking for more and more people to work. Now we're going to tell people, are you going to be fired because, for one reason or another, they don't want to take the vaccine.
And just to put a fine point on it, Congressman, you're opposed to businesses, we're not even talking about the government mandating. You're opposed to businesses mandating it.
Well, look, at businesses, it's a private corporation. I mean, that's up to them. And here in Florida, what we do is we don't have the government mandating it, but we also don't try not to get involved with some of the businesses. Although, Governor DeSantis doesn't want a vaccine passport. In other words, a customer who's not vaccinated to be excluded from a business. We don't allow that, but I don't think that we have a problem with a business saying, look, we want all our people vaccinated. That's up to the business, but government getting in the way and then telling business that they have to have all their people vaccinated, et cetera, and forcing that on them, I think that's not the place for the federal government.
John Hope Bryant, you're on the other side of this argument.
Good morning. I want to thank the congressman for his service, for being a firefighter in Miami, and also voting for the January 6th commission. We can thank him for that. On this, respectfully, he is incorrect. I commend what Google is doing. They're doing what their employees are saying, by the way. I did what my employees told me, which is we don't want unintended secondhand smoke on COVID. Secondhand smoke is illegal in most places because it's unparticipating in somebody else's smoking and you're dying, right? You don't allow somebody to drive on the freeway. That's a public place. That's a place of freedom. But it's a 3,000-pound bomb called a car in the hand of somebody without a driver's license. Still, you have 4 million people dying or being injured by traffic accidents every year with a driver's license. So we're in an imperfect situation, but 88% of all employees work at private companies. So this is not like some outlier issue. It is the issue. I have 300 employees, just under that. I have the mandate. I have a record year. So you either come vaccinated or get tested once a week and wear a mask. That's freedom, right? Or stay at home because you can't secondhand smoke somebody who has to go home to an elderly parent or somebody who's got a pre-existing condition. And by the way, my people are dying faster than anybody else in this dang on pandemic, as in African Americans. So my employees appreciate it. I gave them a little bit of a pay raise, some of them, and make sure they had a safe environment. Double revenues this year on my nonprofit donations and performance, and increasing revenues in my for-profit. Nothing got hurt. So yes, I think it's smart. We have a common enemy here, Andrew. It's COVID, not you and me. We have a common enemy. We're at war, and we need a war plan, and we need an army, all of us, to fight it. By the way, 90+% of everybody in the hospital are dying are unvaccinated. That's the CDC.
Congressman? How do you
I don't think he understood me. I don't think he understood me. I didn't say that private companies didn't have the right to tell their people to be vaccinated. I didn't say that. I said government shouldn't be in that business. And so if he wants to have his people vaccinated and then fire those that aren't vaccinated, it's a private company. That's his right as an owner of a company. I just don't think that the federal government should be telling businesses how they should operate. Especially, look. One of the things about this, the OSHA mandates is that it really affects blue collar people a heck of a lot more than it affects white collar folks. Because if you're a white collar person and you can work from home, you're not affected by this mandate. You don't have to be vaccinated, but everybody that has to go to the office, they do if you have over 100 employees. And so all those restaurants that employ over 100 people, et cetera, those people can't do their work from the house. And so they don't have that option. And so government is saying, no, you have to be vaccinated. And then those companies are forced to lay off people at precisely the right time when they're clamoring for help. I can't tell you how many people, talk to me every single day. Business owners say they can't get people to come to work. And now you got these mandates where they got to let the people that are working off, especially those that are in the service industry. So that's my problem. If he wants to in his private company, do that and mandate the vaccines, that's his private concern and his private company. He can do that. I don't think he understood what I was saying.
I understood completely. Yeah, thank you, Andrew. I understood completely what you were saying. I can't believe I'm saying this to a congressman. I'm saying this very respectfully. I was in New York 2 days ago, right? and you can't get a reservation. I didn't like the mandates and all the restaurants. It's a pain in the gazonga beans. But I tried to get a reservation at 10:30 at night, and the place was packed with a 20-minute waiting line. And you're not firing somebody. You can't get people to work because people feel they're protected in a restaurant in New York City, and that people coming in are vaccinated. So that is government with a mandate. And by the way, the businesses through the roof. By the way, who is the government supposed to mandate if not people? Dolphins? We're supposed to mandate what, seals or something? Clearly, the government said you must have a driver's license. That is a government mandate. The government says you must stop at a red light. That is a government mandate. By the way, we've been getting vaccines since we were children. What's wrong with this one? I mean, this is ridiculous. This is like this. We need to knock it off. This is a silly conversation. There's a place for the government. A health pandemic, I believe, the worst in 125 years, has killed almost 1 million people in the U.S. alone. Everybody, 3 days, every 3 days, somebody, the equivalent of 9/11 dies. 1,000 people a day. And they look like me, and with all due respect, Congressman, they look like you. And I know a lot of these people. Somebody in my family got COVID 5 days ago because they were in a voluntary environment in Miami, and they were told everything was cool. It wasn't. People lied about the vaccine. They brought that here. I had to go through 4 days of testing. All was fine. I had the booster. But it disrupted my business, my family, my life. I'm worried to death. The disruption was significant. I'm a walking, living testimony for the booster. And my family's a walking testimony for the vaccine. And now we can get to go on with our lives. This is no joke. We're at war. And I'm tired of people playing around with it. There's a role for the government. This is one of them.